According to retirement researchers, nearly 1 in 3 retirees who had what looked like a perfectly solid nest egg at 65 ends up financially stressed by 75. Not because the stock market crashed, and not because they didn't save enough, but because of small, repeated decisions they made almost without noticing. Meanwhile, a much smaller group of retirees, people with the exact same savings, the exact same social security benefit, sometimes even less money going in, end up thriving well into their 80s and 90s. Same starting point, completely different ending. So what's actually different? After studying hundreds of real retirement outcomes, one pattern keeps showing up. It's not luck. It's not some secret investment. It's 10 specific daily habits that thriving retirees practice almost automatically. And today I'm going to show you every single one of them, in plain English, so you can start using them this week. No matter how much you currently have saved, if you enjoy practical retirement advice that helps you keep more of your hard-earned money and actually enjoy the years you worked so hard for, take a second to like this video and subscribe to I'm a Retiree. It genuinely helps this channel, and it costs you nothing. Here's what you'll discover in the next few minutes. You'll learn the morning habit that quietly protects retirees from emotional money mistakes. You'll see a simple tax habit that helps thriving retirees avoid an expensive surprise called Irma. I'll walk you through a real story about a couple named Frank and Carol, and the exact numbers behind their turnaround. And stay until the end, because the final habit on this list is the one almost nobody talks about. And it's often the one that matters most. Let's start with why daily habits matter more in retirement than at almost any other stage of life. When you're working, a bad money decision can usually be corrected with your next paycheck. In retirement, your income is more fixed, so small mistakes compound quietly, month after month. Thriving retirees have built tiny routines that catch problems early, before they turn into real damage. None of these require a finance degree. They're refreshingly simple. Habit number 1 is the morning money check. Thriving retirees glance at their accounts most mornings, not out of anxiety, but out of awareness. This is where many retirees accidentally make an expensive mistake, by avoiding their finances because looking feels stressful. Ironically, the retirees who look daily feel calmer, not more anxious, because nothing catches them off guard. Habit number 2 is tracking spending, but without obsessing over it. Imagine living on $2,000 a month from Social Security and IRA withdrawals. Forgotten subscriptions and a little extra dining out can quietly drain thousands over a year. Thriving retirees do a simple, weekly check instead of a daily deep dive, staying informed without becoming consumed by it. Habit number 3 is protecting sleep and physical health like it's part of the financial plan, because in many real ways, it is. Medical costs, even with Medicare, can eat into savings faster than almost anything else. A short daily walk and decent sleep aren't just good for your body. They're financial protection too. Habit number 4 is setting one clear financial focus each month. Instead of vague worrying about having enough, one month might be reviewing Medicare coverage during open enrollment. Another might be checking progress toward a required minimum distribution, known as an RMD, which is the amount the government forces you to withdraw from certain retirement accounts once you reach a specific age. Breaking planning into small monthly steps prevents the overwhelm that makes people avoid planning altogether. This brings us to another important point. Habit number 5 is staying socially connected. Stay with me here, because the money connection is real. Isolation often leads to impulsive spending or falling for scams targeting seniors, which are sadly on the rise. Thriving retirees keep weekly plans with friends or family, and it acts like a safety net against lonely, impulsive decisions. Now here's something many people overlook. Habit number 6 is reviewing tax strategy every quarter, not just once a year. Picture this. A traditional IRA gives you a tax break now, but you pay taxes later on withdrawals. A Roth IRA works the opposite way. Tax going in, but typically tax-free coming out. Thriving retirees adjust which account they pull from each year to manage their tax bracket and avoid triggering IRMA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount, an extra charge added to Medicare premiums when income crosses certain thresholds. Many retirees get blindsided by this because a large withdrawal 2 years earlier quietly raised their Medicare costs today. A quarterly review catches this before it happens. Habit number 7 is automating the boring stuff, bill payments, minimum withdrawals, even charitable giving. This isn't laziness, it protects against missing an RMD deadline, which can trigger steep IRS penalties. Automating the predictable parts frees up mental energy for decisions that actually deserve real thought. Habit number 8 is what I call the worst-case Tuesday mindset. Thriving retirees have already mentally rehearsed how they'd respond to a bad market year, which accounts they'd pull from first, which expenses they'd trim temporarily. This single mindset shift prevents the number one destroyer of retirement portfolios: panic selling investments during a downturn and locking in losses that could have recovered with time. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. Meet Frank and Carol, a fictional couple whose situation reflects thousands of real American retirees. Frank was 66, Carol was 64, with $420,000 combined between a 401k and 2 IRAs. 2 years into retirement, their savings were dropping faster than expected, and they couldn't figure out why. When they finally reviewed their spending closely, they found the problem. Subscriptions had piled up unnoticed, and a larger than usual IRA withdrawal to help their daughter with the down payment had pushed their income high enough to trigger IRA, raising both of their Medicare premiums for 2 years without them realizing why. Once they understood what happened, Frank and Carol built these very habits into their routine: morning money checks over coffee, a monthly financial focus, strategic Roth withdrawals in years they needed extra cash, specifically to avoid tipping into a higher tax bracket, and a 15-minute quarterly review covering spending, taxes, and healthcare. Within a year, their withdrawal rates stabilized, their Medicare premiums returned to normal, and the quiet anxiety they'd been carrying started to fade. That's the real power of these habits: small, repeatable systems that catch problems before they become crises. Now for something a bit more advanced. Habit number 9 is bracket filling, intentionally withdrawing a little more from a traditional IRA in a lower income year, filling up the current tax bracket without spilling into the next one. Sometimes converting a portion to a Roth IRA at that lower rate. This can meaningfully reduce lifetime taxes before RMDs force larger withdrawals later. The habit itself is simple, just one question asked consistently: does it make sense to withdraw or convert a bit more this year while my income is lower? Picture two retirees with identical savings. One withdraws randomly, whatever feels right in the moment. The other times withdrawals strategically around tax brackets and Medicare thresholds. Over a 25-year retirement, that second retiree can often keep tens of thousands of dollars more. Same savings, same market returns, completely different outcome. All from one consistent habit. Habit number 10 is the one most people never expect on a financial channel, but it might matter most. It's practicing gratitude and purpose daily. Retirees with a genuine sense of purpose, whether that's grandchildren, volunteering, or a hobby, report far higher satisfaction, even with similar savings to less satisfied retirees. Purpose-driven retirees make calmer decisions and stick with their plan through market ups and downs. Money buys comfort, but purpose is what makes retirement feel like freedom instead of an ending. Let's bring it together. Check in each morning. Track spending weekly. Protect your health like it's part of the plan. Set one monthly financial focus. Stay socially connected. Review taxes quarterly. Automate the predictable stuff. Prepare mentally for tough markets. Use smart withdrawal timing. And build daily purpose into your life. A simple yearly rhythm to remember. Each January, review your withdrawal strategy and any changes to tax brackets or Social Security adjustments. Each spring, revisit your budget for creeping expenses. In the fall, check Medicare coverage during open enrollment. And every December, ask yourself honestly whether your spending and decisions aligned with your goals that year. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only. Every retiree's situation is different, so it's always worth sitting down with a qualified financial or tax professional for your specific numbers. You've worked incredibly hard to get here, and these small habits simply protect what you've built, so you can actually enjoy it. So here's my question for you. Which of these 10 habits do you already practice, and which one will you start this week? Drop your answer in the comments. I genuinely read them, and if you know someone retired or getting close, share this video with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.